Hope you all are having a good day so far. We're just here on our spawn island by the iron farm. Just thought I'd check on it. It's doing pretty well. We got a lot of iron. You can see I just crafted all these into iron blocks. Did a little AFKing at our skeleton farm as well. That's not too far, and picked up some slime. Just a little resource gathering. In between episodes, and yeah, there's even a bunch more here. So we can actually toss out all these poppies. We really need probably a better storage system for this iron, because if you don't remember, this is actually in our spawn chunks. So it is running whenever someone's on the server. Is constantly running. So this is producing a lot of iron, that is for sure. Not gonna have any shortage there. But yeah, haven't done really too much work on the spawn island lately. We're not going to be here today. We're going to keep working on our base. I know the last couple episodes we were working on the inside of the volcano. I think we might do some stuff on the... Woo! Don't know how I got caught up there. We might do some stuff on the outside of the volcano today around our base. So yeah, I'll meet you over there. I know I said we wouldn't be working on the inside of the volcano today, which is true, but I did some work in between episodes that just wanted to show you guys real quick before we get started on our projects. And here in front of us we got a new farm. If you can't quite tell what it is, it's a moss farm. Put the moss blocks around as a signifier there. And this farm was designed by Chapman. I'll link his tutorial in the description of this video, and in case you want to check it out. This is it's a pretty compact one. That's kind of what I was mostly looking for. Definitely not the I guess the biggest moss farm. There are some downsides to this. Mainly, it really doesn't produce. You can't go infinite with the bone meal. On this, so that's why we kind of had to get some bones for this and another project that I was working on, another farm, which was shown a bit, but I'll show you how this works real quick. So let's make sure we got some bone meal in there. Yeah, there's still some left. So yeah, if we hop up here, there's a piece of moss there in the middle, and then if we turn this on, it starts the clock here. We can pushing down the moss there. Carpets. They're just getting picked up by hops there. So pretty simple. So basically one bone meal will produce 8 moss blocks, but it doesn't go infinite on you can't actually produce more bone meal than it uses, unfortunately. So that is one downside. But we really just needed these moss blocks to make some moss towers for a later building project in this episode. And then you also get the moss coppers and some azaleas, which is nice, and a little bit seeds. So still produces some things that we want. And obviously moss is a nice decorative block as well. And then see, it's not like always 100% like efficient either too. It looks like there's some moss there. And the other odd thing I noticed too, or I think he goes over in his tutorial, if this ever runs out of bone meal, you will have to go in here and replace this moss block. This moss block will eventually be turned to stone, and you'd have to replace it with another moss block. So kind of a little bit of a trade-off there. And actually, we can keep those bones in there, and we can put this piece of bone meal back. Probably fill that up more eventually. Yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. And there is another thing I was working on in between episodes as well too. If you kind of notice here, this is our sheep farm. We put some basalt walls up here, so a lot of the inside of this I want to kind of keep as like the basalt, the inside of the volcano, with some structures built within the basalt or on top of it. We'll probably switch out this stone brick. Yeah, this sheep farm has been very good. It hasn't been actually working for a little bit now, because we're all backed up. We need to make a better storage. That's kind of like a lot of our farms. We end up having to make we need to make a better storage. I mean, same with our pumpkins, just going like crazy. But yeah, if you look over here, I added a layer of basalt, kind of as like a level, so the sheep farm's under here. And then that way we can obviously always expand. We can continue this basalt over here, add more farms underneath. Or we can add some, farms maybe on top, some structures. And then actually this part here too, I opened up a little doorway here. We'll add kind of like a little, kind of arch here, make it a little nicer. But yeah, this wraps all the way around, so you can actually walk out onto this. So now we're just obviously on the opposite side here. But yeah, I thought it made it look a lot more interesting. I've been removing some of the extra like netherrack blocks and that were up by the ceiling, just kind of keeping the stone and the basalt there as the ceiling. But then yeah, this actually even goes all the way down, kind of a nice gradual staircase. We'll finish, putting basalt kind of through here. But then yeah, then we're gonna have like another open space here. So we have, lots of room to actually kind of expand and put little different little farms or little devices in our base. So that'll be kind of fun to do. Yeah, and all this grass and stuff will be covered up. I've just been placing the basalt on top of it. And then if we continue on the other side, I kind of mirrored it here as well, just opened up a space. So we'll have to figure out what we kind of want to put down here too, because there is a little bigger opening, at least, it kind of goes down. So I don't know if we want to make like a staircase down, or if we just want to keep like basalt going at this level. So yeah, stuff I'll probably work on, off screen, figure out a nice layout for it. Don't think I showed this last time. Added some iron bars, just like these little railings for our giant structure in the middle. Oh, and there is another thing up here. I think this is the last thing that I did on the inside between episodes. I added actual structures holding this up. So they're all kind of like different heights. I just kind of went with like this one, just has like one kind of platform. So added some upside down stairs here, but then chains, kind of connected, and then the chains go into the roof of the volcano. So it's actually being held up, this giant structure. So I think that makes it a little more realistic. Maybe these chains aren't quite thick enough to hold up this giant structure, but I think it helps kind of like at least suspend, suspend it a little bit. So we are going to fly out here. Yeah, actually, it looks like it might be nighttime. So I'm going to go sleep quick, and we'll see you after that. Okay, I guess I was wrong. The sun was actually coming up. It wasn't setting. So we were just ending nighttime. So here we are in our village, and in front of us, we got another farm that I worked on. Definitely want to show you guys this. Really was excited to build this. It took me a while. But here we have a tree farm, and this is actually designed by one of the hermit crafters, Tango Tech. It was very hard to follow his build because he didn't actually create a tutorial on it, to my knowledge. It was just in one of his Hermitcraft episodes in this season, season 8, and he kind of did like a quick, like, he was like, he's like, oh, here's how I do the double piston extenders with the slime blocks and honey blocks, and he's like, oh yeah, pretty simple redstone. He just kind of like walked through it real easy, or real quick, and so it was, I had to kind of pause and keep the video and keep going back to figure out how exactly he did it. But we'll show the redstone here in a bit in case you guys are curious. I know I'll take a little slower walkthrough, but that's partly why I had to get some more bones here. So we're gonna fill this up. So here, dispenser up top, let's just put that in there. You're gonna want trees, the saplings in your offhand, and I think this does jungle, birch, oak, and spruce. I think that should cover everything. This dispenser will shoot back extra saplings. Right here, this block, we need to add an ice block eventually. But yeah, basically you come in, stand up on this trapdoor, and you want to fill up your whole inventory here so you're not getting any extra items there. And then if we, plant it there, we have an on-off switch. So it got bone mealed, now it crushed. So now all we're going to do, you crush the leaves to get more saplings, and actually let's see, yeah, just some saplings went in there. Perfect. Now you just want to aim right like at the corner of this bottom block and right click and then left click. Find a new one. Grow. Oops, yeah, I screwed that up. It should, oh, whoops, there we go. Yeah, we misplanted that one. Yeah, so it takes a little while to get this down. There we go. You want to make sure you're planting that side. There we go. We should be getting like 5 of the sapling. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me actually turn it a bit. Let's go there. Try this a little bit more. So yeah, there's some timings on it, so it allows you to chop down a couple blocks, and then it replants. So yeah, one of these, another farm, like the moss farm that needs a lot of bone meal. So maybe we'll eventually make a moss farm that actually generates only bone meal, and we'll just, compost it all. But yeah, one more tree here. Oops. And yeah, let's go turn this off. Oh, yeah, so some of the stuff saw here. So yeah, we'd obviously need a mine cart. I think that's the only thing I didn't add yet. It was the mine cart underneath to actually collect all this stuff. And yeah, we'll maybe do this. Oops, come on. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, just from that short amount of time, we got like over over a stack of logs. So it does only make these stripped logs, and yeah, I think there's still some little quirks to work out with it. Like, I'm not sure why stuff is all popping up all over there. So yeah, there might be a few things to still work out, but if I show you guys the redstone, I'll try to explain it as best as I can. So what we basically started with is you have a couple blocks here that you're planting. Yeah, let me actually go up, do some scaffolding. So started with the center block here where you're planting. And then I started with the double piston extender. So it's 6 high, so alternating slime block, honey block. So 3 rows of each on each side. And then your fence gates, now these are currently extended. So you're going to have a 5x5 hoppers around your center block. And then, so this is the edge of the hoppers. This next block over is where you're going to start your open fence gates. So you can kind of see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So your edge of your hoppers is here, and then you would have fence gates. Then you'd have your rows of slime and honey blocks, and then you'd have piston. So you want to make sure everything is spaced out correctly, because these pistons have to push all the way into the center and break those leaves. Yeah, because then, yeah, they'll be able to break those leaves and drop the saplings down here. And you don't really have to worry about breaking these this middle row, because you'll still get enough saplings back from breaking the sides. And then, oops, you don't fall in there. Yeah, so those double piston extenders, I'll show you how those work. Those actually were probably the easiest part to make. So it is, if you can see, all right, here. So every row that the slime block is on, so your slime block is, when these are not extended, the slime block is going to be at the same level as the obsidian. So you'll put, yeah, I can show you here. So you'd put a obsidian right where the slime block is, but obviously when it's not extended. And then yeah, you have redstone. These have to be slabs because we're gonna staircase up there, but the blocks, these 4 blocks here, those 2 redstone can be solid, and then the 2 blocks that the repeaters are on can be solid as well. And then here we got the back repeaters are always 2 tick, and then the front ones are always 4 tick delay. So you'll have like kind of 3 of these. So every row the slime block is on, you're going to have that double piston extender set up, and then you're just staircasing up the redstone there. So yeah, a slab next to the obsidian, and then a slab right in front there. So that part was pretty much easiest, and then it's mirrored on the other side. And I messed it up the first time. I built the double piston extenders on the front side, so I built them basically along this block. Yeah, build them on the back side, because we're going to have all this crazy redstone, which I will try to explain as best as I can. Here, yeah, oh, big lag there or something. I tower up here. So all of these hoppers need to point into the dispenser that is right here. So where we're standing is, I know it's a little cramped. You have block to your left, and then one over and one up. You have the dispenser. All the hoppers need to be pointing into that dispenser there. Then as far as this redstone, he used a, I guess he said a brewing stand was the best thing that the comparator could detect without being picked up by slime blocks. So yeah, just take a redstone dust or something in there in the comparator. Then it'll detect when the tree grows and send a signal through. We have redstone into repeater, into a line here. I can show this. This is a bit tricky. So those are all slabs, I believe. Yeah, these are all slabs. Into the repeater, into a solid block. Now these levers you don't have to have. I just have them. You can just test out the double piston extenders there. So you don't need them at the end product, but I just have them just so you can test out the double piston extenders when you build those first. Yeah, into the repeater, into the solid block here, and then yeah, we're just basically running half slabs all the way along here, because then this should match up with your double piston extenders, that redstone line. So that part was yeah, getting that hooked up to the double piston extenders hopefully shouldn't be too much of a challenge. The tricky part was figuring out all this redstone underneath, figuring out exactly where it placed. And I just put a lever here. I don't think he showed it in his video. I just put a lever here just to keep that turned on, and it basically keeps the farm off, and then once you turn it up, that'll turn on the dispenser here. We have some observers. So what'll happen is we have comparator facing opposite directions. These are all solid blocks here. And then yeah, this redstone going into the target block. This is key too. There's this redstone torch onto that on that side of that target block, because then what happens is, oops, let's see here, that will power this block that's next to this sticky piston, and this sticky piston has an observer which will then push it out, and that's what starts the clock for the dispenser there. So I think we have, yeah, what are the, yeah, 2 droppers like pointing up into this dispenser, and that'll start firing the bone meal to grow the tree there when that piston gets pushed out. And then let's see, let's sleep real quick. Okay, daytime again. Yeah, so we have then running this redstone line down here. We just have 1 block, down another block. Now this part runs all the way through underneath and comes out here. So this is right below what block is that? I think, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what. Oh, he had this line running because then he put I haven't added this yet, because that will go to this block, and then he runs a powered rail right on that dirt block there. So yeah, I think he'll runs a power rail. That's why you have to stand up on top of this. He'll have to like jump up there, and then yeah, he'll have that block will be open there for a mine cart to run and collect your drops. So yeah, that's why he has that redstone line running into that block there. So that's that line, and then I think the last redstone line is coming from here. So you can kind of see it's 2 blocks, that's 3 blocks wide, and 3 more, and then up here, and this will start, let's see here if we can get a better view. Yeah, there's no redstone on top of that, or can't fit on top of there. But that should, that will also send that'll send a signal, so when this observer pushes out, this observer is going to send a signal to the droppers for the bone meal and power the dispenser. This dropper facing this way is going to send a signal to this block, send a signal down to this redstone line. It's pointing into that block, which is for our dispenser here. So then we'll have these saplings dispensed to us as well. So we're getting all those replenished. So I think that covers everything for this farm. Yeah, I definitely wanted to show that a little more in detail because, like I said, Tango, he's an amazing redstoner. Didn't have a tutorial on this, and it took me about like 2 hours just watching his video back and forth to figure out how he had it all set up. So yeah, we'll eventually have to add you know, a nice outside to it. I didn't want to put this farm in my base because, as you can see, it's pretty big, and I didn't know how much space we were going to need to clear out. So I thought, you know, hey, it's a tree farm, why not you know, put it in the jungle village here that will hopefully maybe one day we'll get to, who knows. Yeah, and then yeah, just don't forget this lever here because that'll start the farm there. Yeah, because then you can just keep it off. It'll extend everything, and yeah, that's yeah, pretty much it. So I think what we'll do is we'll take we'll farm some wood here that we're gonna need for our next build. You know, farm some moss, get some mossy cobblestone, and then yeah, we'll get working on our next build. Alright, so we did a little more resource gathering. This is actually about a week later here. Just had some things come up, and this episode is gonna be coming out later than usual, and now our world has updated to 1.18, so we'll be talking about that next episode. Originally I was gonna do this build as a time lapse, but just kind of due to time constraints and the type of the build that you can kind of see through here, decided to do this just kind of at my own pace. So here we got just walking through our jungle. We got a little nice path here, and this is the building that I've been working on. So kind of laid some of it out in creative, but then, you know, as we got into the world, this is definitely not my normal build style. No, I can actually see I'm missing a stair right up there. I'll fix that later. But yeah, if we get a look at this, it's not my normal build style, and this type of building takes me a little while longer than usual. I'm used to kind of building farms and then building kind of buildings around the farm. This is just a standalone building. So you know, I said before that I wanted a nice kind of structure, you know, on this like little hilltop here, and then right now the inside is empty. We'll take a fly around it in a second, but we'll eventually have a way to get up to the second floor. You know, the idea is got you know, these windows that are not your typical windows. You know, we're in a jungle, so the idea of this building is that it's kind of, you know, just like someone's, you know, house, you know, maybe one of the villagers' houses that's overlooking the ocean, and then you got like a little beach down there. Might, you know, add some stuff down there. And then, but these types of windows, you know, they're open. It is a, you know, supposed to be a warm climate, so lets like the air through. Not super advanced technology, that's why we kind of got like a lot of the mossy cobblestone and wood look, especially mossy cobblestone, because it's a damp place, the jungle is very damp. So yeah, just kind of went with a different design, definitely out of my comfort zone a bit as far as building goes, but I think I'm liking it so far. Actually, we gotta add some light back up here. This will eventually go up to another platform there, but yeah, let's take a quick fly around this building. Here we got, maybe we can view it from up here too. Ooh. Yeah, so on this side we got, some shutters, the windows, lots of mix of cobblestone and mossy cobble, especially on the roofs there. Yeah, and that spire up there, so eventually we'll probably have like a ladder or a staircase, something leading to up there. And then if we go on this side, I wanted to add like a little extension off the top of here, like kind of like some sort of patio, kind of just that you can on the side of the house walk up to. You might have like a fire pit or something over here. Still have to add a lot of details to it, but, I'll probably do that in between episodes. And yeah, kind of liking the direction where it's headed. Definitely not used to adding a ton of details on an exterior build, but I'm trying something out. Definitely trying to mix and match some of the woods, and some cobble with the mossy cobble as well. Well, it is nighttime now, so I think that's a good way to wrap up the episode. Next episode should be definitely a fun one, because we're gonna be exploring some of the new 1.18 update for Caves and Cliffs Part 2. No new blocks, but we still have to go underground and check out these new caves, and we might, I think we're going to go exploring further in our world a bit to see if we can actually find some of the new terrain generation, because so far, there's some pretty cool stuff to find there. So I appreciate you all watching, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.